Hello everyone, Larcenies is here and welcome back to another gaming breakdown. Today the game we're breaking it down is called Lapis x Labyrinth. And let me explain what type of game this is. It's a hack and slash dungeon crawling RPG with multiple classes. At the current time there's 8 classes I think at the moment. We have your Necromancer. Keep in mind this game for the record is $30 on Switch and PS4 at the current moment. So we have a Necromancer that's showing you like the benefits, the perks, and the attacks. We have a Shielder who's good at like taking hits. Like I said, they all have different attacks, different ways of fighting. Cause I'll explain why. We have a Maid. So you got cool. Listen, some are weird, but they all have their benefits. That's one thing I can say. You have Gunner. These all classes you're gonna pick eventually for one reason or another. There's not one class that rules them all. Which of course was like good at AOE. So like I said, there's not one class that rules them all. Even this guy right here, the Destroyer, who looks the coolest out of all of them, he's not, like I said, he's not always picked because let's say sometimes it's a unique situation of what you need or who you need in your party. And then the last but not least is like a Bishop. No, I'm sorry, this is not the last. The Bishop who like does a self heal, has a healing with like X Factor, and then the Hunter who when one of your bars is full, can actually heal you when you're attacking, which is really good because he's really fast. Now I don't know if you noticed this a few seconds ago, but you're gonna notice in combat, like you stack them up. Now, like I said, the goal, like I said, you're gonna be in menus a lot as well. In menus for perks, like right now you can see me in the shop buying certain perks for myself to get myself stronger so that way I can equip better gear. And aside from perks, you can be in the menus looking at what type of gear gives you what. Like I said, every gear gives you something. It's just like just like Borderlands, just like Destiny, just like Diablo. This game has like random loot generator. So like it gives you chests, and it gives you like I'm talking about not just like 1-2 chests. It gives you a handful of chests, and when they give you like a whole bunch of stuff, and you have to pick pretty much like what material. Like you grab your chests, you gotta pick what stats you want for your classes. Now when you're done, you pick the classes you want at 4 out of 8. Now this is not your typical, like I said, this is a hack and slash type of game. This is not a strategy RPG. This is not a turn-based. This is a dungeon crawler, side-scrolling, hack 'em up RPG that is extremely fast, extremely flashy in a good or bad way, and just really cool. Like I said, the combat is not that real changing. Like I said, it's like a basic, hack and slash. One button usually does multiple attacks. But even so, it's still very addictive. Now, normally in this game, you have 2 buttons to attack. You have one that's your primary, that's going to be doing your basic 4-hit combo. And then you have your other that does like your little EX moves, that your little special attacks. And those consume like a little purple gauge in the right hand corner. Now, as you're like running through these dungeons, you're fighting as many as you can. The goal, I said, is to get loot. To get money, is to also get this fever mode. Now I don't know if you're noticing, which you're not gonna notice after the first few seconds, but this fever mode makes you invincible. I think your damage is increased, and there is just like a god ton of just rubies, gems that are just flying into your pocket. Now, like I said, I don't know if you noticed it, but they're all getting sucked up in this little portal. And depending on whatever you get, they give you like sometimes like random events, random things that happen to you. So they can either boost up your attack, they can help your defense, they can make you faster. Like I said, depending on the fever and what you get in the rolls of all your coins you pick up, you can actually be very unstoppable. And like I said, you can't get hurt. Like I said, depending if you know how to like wisely use your fever, you can actually pinpoint it so when you fight the boss, your fever comes out, and you could just wipe the floor of him. And that's pretty much the goal. Like I said, you go in there, you go through as many floors as you can. Like I said, every floor is different. And then when you finally get to your main floor, to the last floor, you fight like a boss. Like I said, I'm still in the beginning, so right now bosses are like not that hard, they're not that difficult, they're not that They don't have that challenge yet. But you know, if you time it, like if you once you get further in the story, further into the dungeons, they get hella hard. Now, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but there's also a time limit in this game, and you have 5 minutes to do a whole dungeon. If you wait before the 5 minutes, the Spelunky effect will happen, and a ghost will start coming for you, and they will kill you one shot hit. It'll kill all four of you. It doesn't even give you a shot to revive. So you always gotta keep that in mind. Like I said, the game is chaotically flashy, and it's a good and a bad thing, and it's hella fun. It's addicting, and you'll see why. Aside from that, it's just a flashy, chaotic mess. Like I said, sometimes you're gonna be losing guys. Some people are gonna fall off and maybe dead, or maybe you just have to run over them and pick them up. But you won't know sometimes because the fever mode is just too flashy, or everything you do is just too flashy. Well, that, like I said, it's not a negative. It's just something that the game does. It's a flashy, chaotic mess, which is a beautiful thing. Like I said, this game is hella fun. And when you beat a boss, you get these like blue chests that give you equipment sometimes. They give you artifacts that can improve your character. I don't know if you saw me pick up one of my fallen and my allies who I didn't even know was on the floor at the time. And you get to see me just run around, jump around, just kind of just bullshitting because it's the end of the mission. And then when you end the mission, it gives you your score. So it tells you how fast you did it, how many floors you did, and then it'll level you up depending on how much experience you got, and then it'll tell you depending on how many keys you got in the game, which I don't know how you do keys really. You can open as many chests as you have keys, pretty much. So if you have one, you can open one key. So pretty much it'll tell you how many keys you need to open up. Just because you open a three key chest doesn't mean you get a phenomenal thing. So just keep that in mind. I really wish to give you an option to skip this, because it doesn't really. Like, say for instance you get like all ones. Like, what if you wanted like to save your keys? You just kind of have to pick it. It kind of sucks. But the game is pretty fun. It's like, no, sorry, not pretty fun. It's extremely fun, extremely chaotic, very, very flashy. And I'm looking forward to seeing if they're gonna add more classes in the game. Because I said the only negative thing right now for me is that there's only 8 classes in the game. I wish it was a little bit more, like maybe 10, maybe 15. But this company, these people, normally have it right with the DLC. They normally bring out like a few handful of DLCs. So hopefully they bring out some new classes, maybe some classes from Disgaea and some other RPGs that they have. That'd be kind of cool. Like I said, this is Labyrinth X Labyrinth. $30 on PS4 and Switch. I recommend it highly. It's really fun, very flashy, very colorful, and it can get real crazy when you least expect it. And this is, like I said, this is a big fun time. Just keep in mind though, like if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of this game, you're gonna be in menus along for minutes, for a few minutes. Like you're gonna be in menus, and if you're not menus, you're gonna be either running around lost in dungeons, trying to find out where the hell you need to go, because you don't want to get lost. If you do get lost, you're just pretty much screwed. But like I said, $30 on Steam, PS4, Nintendo Switch. Really good RPG, very addicting. Music is very good too as well. I haven't listened to all the tracks, but very, like I said, it's not like anything memorable, but it's good for the game. Like I said, you'll bounce your head a few times and you'll be like, oh, this is really good. And this is a very cute RPG. It's not a game that I don't see a lot of people gravitating to, because it was just honestly just like, it looks like it was just thrown there, which is kind of like unfortunate, because this game is actually like something that a lot of people could miss, and I see a lot of people loving this game. It's very flashy, very pretty, and this is a fun time, and it just like Void Bastards, which I reckon was a game I also just was talking about earlier. It's a game that does the one thing it does right. Let me do one more dungeon. Let me get more loot. Let me go back to a dungeon to get more loot to level my characters. It does all that right, like it does that one more time feel very right, and that's the key thing of this game that does absolutely positively right. That I can't, I also always recommend. Like I said, this game does this one thing right, and that is to hook you. The loop is addicting, fun, and it does not get old very fast. And like I said, this game, it's like you're seeing most of the combat, you're seeing the flashiness. 8 classes is not a lot of classes to mix and match, but at the same time, it is a phenomenal game that needs to be played. I definitely highly recommend it. But till then, guys, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna go back in and do some more floors. I need to get my loot better. Like, I just suck. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. See, until then, guys, see you next time.